Hello student, good morning. I am Anjana Pagare. Today I am going to explain you the first chapter of science, matter in our surroundings. In this chapter you will learn about matter, physical nature of matter, states of matter, effects of temperature and pressure on matter and evaporation. Let's see the first what is matter. Student, as we see our surrounding, we see large variety of things with different shapes, size and textures. Everything in this universe is made up of material which is known as matter. For example, the air we breathe, the food we eat, stones, clouds, stars, even a small drop of water are made up of matter. We can also see here that all things mentioned above occupy space and have a mass. So, we can say here everything that has a mass and occupies space is called matter. Student, early Indian philosophers divided the matter into 5 components known as Panch Tattva. Those are air, water, sky, earth and fire. And according to them, all living thing or non-living thing was made up of these 5 basic elements. And modern scientists have evolved 2 types of classification of matter. First is based on physical nature and second is based on chemical nature. In this chapter, we will learn about matter based on physical nature. Now we will discuss physical nature of matter. Here we see 5 types of physical nature of matter. First is matter is made up of particles. Second is particles of matter are very tiny. And third is particles of matter have a space between them. And fourth is particles of matter are continuously moving. And fifth is particles of matter attract to each other. Here the last 3 are also called characteristics of particles of matter. Let's understand in detail. The first physical property of the matter is made up of particles. Let us perform an activity to decide about this nature. In this activity, take 100 ml of beaker and fill half of the beaker with water and mark level of water. Now dissolve some sugar or salt with the help of glass rod and observe any change in water level, or does the level of water change? No, the level of water does not change because salt or sugar dissolve in water and particles of salt or sugar get into space between the particles of water. This activity shows that matter is made up of particles. And here we can say the particles of matter have a space between them. Now next physical nature is particles of matter are very tiny. Let us understand by an activity. Here take 5 beaker and take 100 ml of water in each beaker. Now take 2-3 crystal of potassium permanganate and dissolve them into first beaker. Now take out approximately 10 ml solution from first beaker and add it into second beaker. That has 90 ml of clear water. Now again take out 10 ml of this solution from second beaker and add it into third beaker. That has 90 ml of clear water. Now keep diluting the solution likewise 5 to 8 times. What will you observe? Is the water still colored? Yes, the water is still colored, but the color fades with dilution. This shows that the particles of the matter are extremely small and there are millions of tiny particles in just one crystal of potassium permanganate. That means particles of matter are very small and they are small beyond our imagination. Now next, student, it is true to say that particles of matter have a space between them, as the physical properties of matter states that matter possesses space between its constituent particles. For example, when we dissolve salt in water, the salt disappears. Where does it go? It goes into the small space present in between water molecules, which we have already learned in activity 1. Another examples we can see: mixing of ink in water, mixing of potassium permanganate in water, and making of milkshake, etc. Now fourth physical property is particles of matter are continuously moving. Hence, we see the smell of unlit incense stick can be observed only by going close to it, whereas the smell of lighted stick can be observed from the distance. That means particles of matter are continuously moving, but the speed of particle is very slow. Let us see in this activity. Here we take one beaker filled with water. Put a drop of blue or red ink slowly and carefully along with the side of the beaker and leave it undisturbed for some time. What do you observe? The color of ink is spread evenly throughout the water due to the movement of particle of water in ink. And the process of intermixing of two or more different type of matter on their own is called diffusion. So here we can say particle of matter continuously moving. Now next and last is particles of matter attract each other. To understand this nature of matter, we take an actual chrome alum crystal. It is a solid and the force of attraction between particles of chrome alum is large. See in this activity. Here we take an iron nails and a piece of chalk and try breaking them by hammering, cutting or stretching. Here we see that breaking of chalk is easier than breaking a iron nails, because particles in the iron nail are held together with a greater force than in the chalk. We can also see that attraction varies from one to another. So the student, these are the physical nature of matter. And now this topic is completed here, and next topic, states of matter, we will take in next video.